Today is Red Friday, and I'm just taking my walk and reflecting on how my military service and my symptoms affect me on a daily basis, and just sharing that with people. I'm not ashamed of it. I am not secretive about it. I don't particularly care what people's ignorant judgment might be. So, when you have damage to your gut, your DNA, your immune system, and you've experienced trauma, you've experienced abuse, you've experienced unhealthy decisions like drugs or processed foods or things like that, and people don't have a grasp of understanding how that affects someone on a daily basis. Once you sober up from all the drugs, once you sober up from the processed foods, once you completely eliminate and detox most triggering or harmful things from your body and maintain that for a small period of time, is really when you can start to reflect and narrow in on where the pain is, what the pain is. And then it comes down to, how do you cope? How do you manage? How do you decrease? How do you heal that pain? And if you're doing it on your own, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of trying this or trying that. And it can be overwhelming at times. But you try not to give up. You try to stay positive. You try to implement different methods of healing and coping. But just explaining and sharing how, every minute, every breath I take, every spoonful of food I eat, every movement I make, even just holding my arm up, recording this, breathing as I'm talking to you, every aspect I have to control. I have to remind myself and talk to myself, and I have to find ways of coping and decreasing that pain. So it's difficult, There's moments where I'll be breathing and maybe I get a little overwhelmed from having a conversation with someone or dealing with kids. At times can be very overwhelming. So there's times where, I'll go to lay down after dealing with stress, and I get deep internal pains when I take in deep breaths and when I breathe, and I have to really calm myself. I have to control my breathing. I use ice packs. And the same with eating. I have to remind myself to slow down, that I may be in a rush in the realm of immediate reality, but in the moment to calm myself and say, It's okay if you don't have enough time to eat. It's okay if you got things you need to do. Just stop, take a deep breath, and allow your food to digest and slow down eating. Now, are these methods something that naturally comes and you use all the time? No, there's moments where you get so overwhelmed or you're in the moment and you got to keep up, and then you're like, damn, you're like, fuck, my food isn't digesting. What can I do? Apple cider vinegar, digestive enzymes, probiotics, fasting, skipping a meal. What can I do? Because I can't do it. I can't. The pain is so bad. And that's outside of just accepting that maybe I could just take Advil and melt the pain away. But if I have pain, like right now, I'm dealing with pain in my back, shooting, burning pains in my back as I walk and hold my phone. It's in my mid back and my upper shoulder, and then down through my arm, like shooting, stabbing, burning pains. So when I get home, or right now, what should I do? What are real solutions that you could support? What are real actions that I can take? Because I'm only 33. Am I going to take an Advil every time my back hurts for the next 30 years? No. What I have to do is I have to keep switching hands, control my breathing, and when I get home, use an ice pack, stretch out, lay out on the flat, hard surface, do a little bit of like yoga / stretching. Be careful how I sit, to sit up straight. And I do some different types of strengthening, but it's hard because everyone has different aspects and variables of pain that they're dealing with. And mine, some of it is the digestive problems. I don't know if I've killed off or damaged some of my organs in my digestion, but my body has a hard time breaking down food, and I possibly have blockage that creates like a stabbing, shooting pain. So if I'm to do sit-ups or even push-ups, it comes with excruciating pain. At times I can't, if I bend the wrong way, it's like you're stabbing me with a knife. Now, do I use that as an excuse to avoid exercise? No. I try my best, and I try not to give up, but have I gone to the VA and had x-rays, MRI, and stuff like that? Yes. And it's sad and unbelievable, but it's at times, most of the time, these evaluations come back and they pretend there's nothing wrong. They want to stick a scope down there, but that's part of my mental disability. I don't want people sitting there trying to blame me and say, well, I deserve it, or I'm causing my own problem because I won't allow it. But we have to understand that there's a certain, go this way, Achilles, go this way. Ain't nobody gonna breathe all that in. a lot of the testing that had came back, it's as if nothing's wrong. And if I can feel it, if I am dealing with the pain, if I can not only feel it internally, but can feel it when I push around on my stomach and move around on my stomach, then I know it's there and I know it's real. But it's like trying to get multiple opinions or evaluations can be very overwhelming and hard to deal with, because when you make an appointment and you go to your appointment and then you wait for a consult appointment, which takes even longer, 2 weeks down the road, then you go to your appointment and then you wait for the results, and then you find out that they think, well, they don't see anything or don't notice anything. But in the reality, then when you start educating yourself about different types of tests or how to look at tests differently and how they're not covering all bases, well, then you start to become frustrated. You start to not trust what they're doing. You start to feel like it's a waste of fucking time. And at times when you're dealing with so much pain, it feels like I don't have 3 weeks to figure this out. I don't have 5 months to figure this out. I need to figure out a solution to cope and deal with that pain right now.